unofficial Universal Orlando podcast is a member of the Mice Chat Podcast Network. MicePod.com. Now, discover the universe, one theme park at a time.
Greetings, Universal fans. It's time for the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, discovering more about the Universal Orlando Resort as well as Universal Studios Hollywood, Japan, and Singapore.
Hello and welcome to episode 90 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. I'm your host Tracy, and with me tonight we have my lovely husband Lee.
Hello everyone.
And we have Darren.
Hello, what's up Internet?
It's just the three of us tonight. Hunter couldn't make it. So, yes. So the show is brought to you in association with MiceChat.com and sponsored by Fairy Godmother Travel and Florida Ticks. And this evening's show is a listener-driven show. So before we get into sharing your before we get into sharing your questions and feedback, it's over to the news update.
My grill all the time. It's ridiculous. Oh, hello there. Hey everyone, Hunter here with your news update. Mardi Gras concerts continue this weekend at Universal Orlando with The Wanted performing this Saturday, May 10th. An actor who worked at Universal Orlando as the Captain America meet and greet character has been arrested. James Alton was arrested on charges of sending inappropriate text messages and nude photos to a 16-year-old girl. Very unpatriotic, Cap. Finally, Universal Orlando Resort is stepping up its search for new team members for full-time, part-time, and seasonal positions, which are now available across the entire destination. This is adding to their 3,500 new employees that Universal has hired in 2014, and that also includes not only the 8 new City Walk venues, but Cabana Bay and Diagon Alley, of course. As part of its recruitment efforts, Universal Orlando will hold a virtual job fair on Saturday, May 10th. Qualified candidates applying online between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. for hourly positions, including those still available for Diagon Alley or at City Walk, will receive a call from a human resources professional that day to conduct a phone interview or schedule an in-person interview. As well, Universal Orlando will also hold an open house job fair at Universal City Walk on Tuesday, May 13th between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. to recruit all positions for the exciting new venues already open and coming soon. And these include Antojitos, Vivo, the Hot Dog the Hot Dog Hall of Fame, and more. To learn more about job opportunities at Universal Orlando Resort and to complete an online application, visit www.universalorlandojobs.com. That's it for the update. We're going to take a quick break and then get on with the show.
Diagon Alley is opening at Universal Studios Florida this summer, and we know all you witches and wizards can't wait to visit. So let our friends at Fairy Godmother Travel deal with the muggles in resort reservations. They are Universal Parks and Resort specialists as well as an authorised Disney vacation planner, and their service is free to you. From the new Cabana Bay Hotel to those other hotels run by a mouse, Fairy Godmother Travel can book all your Orlando area vacation needs. And make sure to let them know you heard about them because of UUOP. Because every UUOP referral helps us continue to bring you the best Universal coverage. Contact them today by phone at 832-284-4002 or toll free at 888-939-642-539. Or alternatively, go to fairygodmothertravel.com. Let Fairy Godmother Travel make your next vacation magical.
Hey all you UK UUOP listeners, if you're heading out to Universal Orlando this year, then you're going to need tickets, right? Then what better place to get them than Florida Ticks? They deal in all Universal Orlando tickets, as well as tickets for all the other Central Florida attractions. And the best thing is they're open 7 days a week, have no credit card fees, and send out real tickets, not vouchers. Contact them today at 0800-980-5552 or visit their website at floridatix.co.uk. That's FLORIDATIX.co.uk. And let them know you heard about them on the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
Welcome back everyone, and we'll get on. Our first listener piece is a spoof story from Craig.
Yep, It says, hi guys, we went to Halloween Horror Nights 23 on the 12th and the 13th of October last year, 2013. I have to say it was amazing. However, on the Sunday night, I should have done this in Craig's accent, shouldn't I?
No.
I probably couldn't. Whilst queuing to get into the event, it became apparent that our printout tickets wouldn't scan, so we ducked under the rope to visit guest services and have our tickets swapped over. As I ducked under the rope, and he's put his proper English, as I ducked under the ropes, my pants ripped. Now, I'm not quite sure what he meant by pants, because pants over
Trousers.
here means underpants.
No,
I think he meant his shorts.
Shorts, yes.
Imagine my horror. A once-in-a-lifetime event was on the verge of being wrecked. We were served by Conrad, and he swapped our tickets no problem. I happened to mention that I was going to have a look for some new shorts inside Universal and showed him my bottom. Okay.
Thanks, Craig.
He asked me if I minded waiting and disappeared. He returned 5 minutes later with a $40 gift card to buy some new shorts. How awesome is that? I can't... I can't thank Conrad enough for his excellent customer service. I will be emailing Universal as soon as I can, which was a while ago now, but wanted to let you guys know so that Conrad could get the pat on the back that he deserved from your army of listeners. Thank you, Conrad, and cheers from Craig.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is a great thing for that guy to do.
I know.
We haven't done any spew stories for a while, so basically, if you've got a story of a team member that's gone out of their way to make your day at a Universal park even better, then stick it in an email, title it SPEW, which stands for the Society for the Promotion of Employee Well-Dones, and email it to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com, and we will read them on the show.
We will indeed. Now, our next piece is a recorded message from our lovely listener, Nina Thompson.
Hey UUOP, it's Nina Thompson here from Orlando. I'm hanging out at Universal Studios today, and I'm outside the SpongeBob SquarePants store, and I just gotta say that Kids Zone Pizza Company, they should really change it to a Krusty Krab restaurant. That'd probably be really awesome, and the fans would really like it. Okay, bye, love you guys.
Ideas on that one, anyone?
I think that's a really good idea, actually.
Yeah, definitely. What's there isn't really themed, and that would be, not as big as The Simpsons, but really close to it. There's a lot of people, a lot of people that love SpongeBob, and I've always said they need more of a presence there.
Especially when
absolutely.
it wasn't that long ago that they just did all the SpongeBob store pants out, so they're obviously wanting to keep it in the parks.
Yeah, and it just seems like a sure fit. It seems like one of those things. It's like, why haven't they done that yet?
When you look at what they've done with The Simpsons, and what they've done with Despicable Me over in Hollywood, because I think they've got like a themed, is it Gru's Lab restaurant over there as well? It like you said, Darren, it's a no-brainer.
Yep.
Oh, my mind is going overtime with this. Obviously, we'd have Squidward serving us. Obviously. And there will be a window behind him. But they've got the advertisements in SpongeBob Store Pants.
Yeah.
The LCD. Yeah. You could see SpongeBob
Oh, that
flipping
would be
the patties
awesome.
in the back.
Oh, yeah.
You could have the same for Mr. Krabs' office. With him just counting all of his money.
Yeah. I was just thinking of the employees in SpongeBob suits. That would not be very practical.
Perhaps not. Yeah, little planktons and...
I think that would be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
It'd be
demand that
cool.
now.
Yeah, and have water effects in the windows, so it looks like when you're looking out the windows, it looks like you're out in the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah, they could do
put
so many
those,
cool things.
With jellyfish going past.
You put just
Yeah.
like the bubble things in the glass. It'd be dead
Yeah.
easy to do.
Very cool.
I demand that by next visit.
Yep.
Right.
Thanks, Nina, by the way.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Yes. We have another email, and this one comes from Jim Craig.
Big breaths,
All
Darren.
right. Yeah. Before I begin, Jim's email was very long, so we've condensed it down slightly. We love you, Jim. You're awesome. He says, "Hey guys, I'm Jim Craig, a longtime listener from Denver, Colorado, and I have to tell you guys that your podcast helped my family and I plan our recent trip to Universal Orlando in the fall of 2013, so thanks for that. Since I traveled with one son and 5 daughters, all of whom are,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll agree, because if that's
The sheer
Jake
numbers
times
anyway.
5, oh my
Yeah.
god.
yeah, all of whom are under the age of long-term bladder control. Our favorite ride in the whole park, if you define favorite as the number of times we visited the attraction, was the public toilets. Just a little bit of info about me that you didn't want to know, but you're getting anyway, so there. Now we've gotten to know each other. I have to say that I've never commented or reached out before, and just figured it's high time I graced your presence with my comments. Just kidding. But in all seriousness, I came across a story this past week that was new to me, and I thought pretty awesome. Forgive me if you have heard this news before and I'm wasting your time. If after reading this, your time feels wasted and you feel ill will towards me, I'll gladly submit to frozen butterbeer as my punishment. Oh. Yep, he prefers the plain old liquid kind. So put it on the tally.
Oh, yes.
Anyway, so here's what I learned this past week. As we all know, Universal owns Wet n Wild Water Park and has for years. That's not the new news. And we also know that in the summer of 2013, Comcast really bought the land under Wet n Wild, since they had only been leasing the land before that time. $30 million, I believe, was the price tag.
Wow.
Yeah. For those of you unfamiliar with the exchange rates these days, $30 million is approximately 13 pounds. Or maybe 800 liters or something. I've never been great with the metric system. Sorry, you may as well be speaking Australian. Anyway, I guess this business is about Comcast buying this business about Comcast buying the land is also not the new news, but it's good background info for the news that's about to come. Are you feeling the suspense yet?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, we don't really know what the future is for water parks, right? We don't know if they're going to expand on it, tear it down, sell it to Disney, or turn it into an incredibly exciting theme park based on waiting in lines to visit princesses. Oh, yeah. What I did discover is that Universal actually filed for some patents not too long ago. Patents that, get this, are all about the water park innovations. I know, isn't this interesting?
Yes.
So here are the 3 patents I found that I thought fell under the category of friggin' awesome. Patent number 1 was filed in March 2012, and it's called Articulated Water Slide. I know, how cool is this? I don't know if that was the whole title on the actual patent. Basically, what this patent says is that an articulated water slide is capable of being maneuvered during operation to change flow paths to the water slide, such that a flow path is changeable. So basically, Billy wants to go on the Flume of Death water slide, but his grandma would prefer not to be dropped 100 feet into the jaws of live crocodiles, so she wants to opt out for the slower, more enjoyable, read boring, water slide that takes its time getting down the hill. Or perhaps Billy's little sister isn't tall enough to handle the rigors of the Flume of Death, but would prefer something with a little more thrill than Grandma's geriatric falls. Now, rather than all of the family splitting up to go find the water slides of their choice and trying to meet back at the beach toward beach towels at 1300 hours, everyone can go hang out at the same line together and can essentially ride the same water slide, only it's articulated so that each member of the family can choose his or her own thrills. That is very cool.
Yeah, I know we've talked about these before, but it's just the way Jim's put it across is hilarious.
Yeah, and yeah, it reminds me a lot of the simulator rides at Epcot, where you build what is it? Where you build your own like a roller coaster.
The Sum of All Thrills.
Yeah, so like they could do something like that, on a setup in the queue, and then you ride your creation by the end, which I think would be really neat. Alternatively, I suppose that a randomizer could be employed in a water slide that is inside a tunnel, for example, and therefore presumably dark, and the drops turn and surprises could be randomized for each rider so that you never know what's coming. Think Star Tours or the old rumors about the Hogwarts Express train having a variety of experiences, randomized to an extent. The patent didn't say that the technology could be used this way, but I guess it's conceivable given the other language in the patent. So yeah, that's the first patent. I hope you're as impressed with me so far as I am with the podcast each week. Thank you.
Of course.
Yep. The second one is really cool too. It's I'll put the patent numbers on the website when we post this.
Yeah.
So that you guys can look them up yourself and check them out. It's the multi-directional wave pool. I guess this one may have already been hashed out online quite a bit, so you guys may already be aware of this and moving on in your lives. But since I just this past week, I'm still pretty stoked. Now, I know what you're thinking. Multi-directional wave pool must mean that it employs the shrinking of time and space to allow time travel. But in thinking so, you would have fallen into the same trap that I did. I initially read this patent as multi-dimensional wave pool.
Now that would be awesome.
Yeah. You go in on one end in board shorts and you come out in one of those 1800s.
That'd be like Mr. Ben.
Yeah.
For all of our English listeners who ever remember Mr. Ben that used to be on the TV in like the late 70s, early 80s, you could do a Mr. Ben multi-dimensional wave pool would be amazing.
In fact, when I went back and reread the name of the patent, I was sad to discover that was not what it ended up saying at all. All of my hopes and dreams of being transported to another time and place via the magical, wonderful, multi-dimensional pool of waves were dashed against the rocks of cold, hard reality. Still, the multi-dimensional wave pool is still pretty freaking cool. What this patent says, in essence, is that the wave pools have different types of waves that are formed by the wave actuators themselves. This was news to me, as I always thought a wave was a wave was a wave, and that shape of the pool was what determined the wave forms, breaks, etc. In this patent, the wave pool would be circular. Yes, circular. I know we're all used to the rectangular or trapezoidal wave pool shapes, so simply hearing about a circular wave pool was in and of itself akin to tripping on acid. Once I recovered, however, I read on to discover that the waves would start in the middle of the wave pool and would propagate outward, sometimes even throwing different shapes or different kinds of waves in different directions so that surfers could presumably enjoy the rougher breaking waves on the east side of the wave pool, whereas new swimmers could enjoy a slower, more gentle waveform on the west side of the pool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The patent even references the wave pool's ability to create spiral waves. What's a spiral wave, you ask? I have no idea. I'm visualizing waves in the shapes of curly fries. I'm pretty sure that's inaccurate.
That's it, yeah, go on,
Is that
Tracy,
not a
say it.
whirlpool?
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Don't they suck you down and drown you?
Well, I think, but radiating from the middle, that would be pretty awesome. It would
Unless
just push you out.
I was going to say, it's spiraling you out and it just chucks you out to the car park. That's the exit.
No, that's what they do at the end of the day, right? Everybody out.
Still, the thought of this is, again, pretty friggin' awesome. I read all 26 pages of this patent and almost fell asleep, but the first bit was exciting. Okay, so now for Universal's final trick. The third patent is called Beach Effects. Again, without reading on, you may be tempted, as I was, and rightfully so, to assume that Universal was trying to patent beach effects as swimsuits that are far too small on patrons that are far too large, which is the effect I see at most beaches in the States. While I do believe firmly that's so true. But everybody's Canadian that does that, by the way.
Okay.
While I do believe firmly that spandex is a privilege and not a right, Universal and I were not thinking in the same direction in the wording of this patent. No, what this patent actually refers to is, to sum it up, fancy sand. While most beaches around the world and also in most water parks are gray, beige, brown, or white, this patent goes on to describe a new sand-like substance that is colored, translucent, phosphorescent, or iridescent, such that the sand could be backlit or rainbow-colored, or presumably could change colors with the beat of the music in the area, or could change colors as the day progresses in night, or the sand could actually sparkle or create its own phosphorescence or iridescence to define different areas of the beach. Or it's possible that the guests would have an RFID band of some sort in the future whose wristband could identify the beachgoer and could change the sand under your person as you walk across. Say your favorite color is yellow, you step out onto plain, boring, sandy beach heading to the lazy river, and under your feet the sand turns yellow and lights the way to the river. Ooh, lighting the way. Could you ask the sand where you put your stuff? It would illuminate a path to your chair. The possibilities are endless. Well, as endless as far as fancy sand is concerned, which is really, really well. Don't burst my bubble. This patent was 27 pages long. Trust me, the rest of it isn't worth reading. In the end, it's fancy sand. I'll just sum it up. Fancy sand that lights up and glows and illuminates and colors itself like an ecstasy trip. Anyway, so that's it. Those are the three big things that blew my mind this week. Hopefully this is newish news to you guys, or maybe it's just fodder for some future speculation and rumors on a future show during a slow news week. Reading the future, huh? You guys are doing awesome. Keep up the good work. I look forward to the podcast coming out on iTunes every week. Maybe at some point in the future we can meet up at a park and enjoy an articulated water slide or a multi-directional wave pool, or we can catch some rays on some multicolored ecstasy sand. Oh, I just made that up. I'm going to go trademark it.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully you did it by now. We'll catch up sometime later. You guys friggin' rock.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yep.
Mad as a box of frogs.
Oh, and it's brilliant. Those are the emails that are just a pleasure to get, because
Yeah.
I remember getting it and Darren messaging me going, oh my God, have you read Jim Craig's email? It is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that, Jim. And yeah, we had heard about this stuff before, but yeah, in your words, I want all of these things like so bad.
Yeah. Well,
I don't even like water parks, and I want to go.
Well,
theme park.
there's still massive rumours, isn't there, about Universal doing their own water park? We know that was it Wondersea Island?
Yeah.
I know it's definitely been trademarked, and there's rumours going around that we might see it in the next few years. But when you put the patent to the name and those together, it's got to be coming at some point.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
very interesting.
Cheers, Jim.
See, he's got me thinking now. See, I'd like to see them come up with dry water. Because I hate getting wet. You can just get out and you're
There you
completely dry.
I don't
Yeah.
like getting in water with lots of other people
No, I don't
who
like doing a
have
big bath with
questionable
everybody.
bathing habits.
Just a spray on second skin. How about that? And you just peel off when you're done.
Just that everyone...
Isn't that
they
called
get-
a wetsuit?
Yeah. Everyone has
Yeah.
to go in full diving gear.
But do you want to wear a wetsuit that someone else was wearing at a theme park?
You'd have to buy your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, one off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do next time I go to a theme park. I'm wearing a wetsuit. Let's see how this works.
Right.
Cool.
Can we move on? Because I'm getting grossed out now.
Yeah.
Right. Our next message we got on Facebook. And it's by the one and only Thomas Wagner.
I'll catch this one because it should have been Hunters. But he said, so, The Rock is filming a new movie about rescuing people after a massive earthquake. Does that sound familiar? Mother Nature is headed your way next year.
Can you actually say that properly, please?
What?
It's not mother.
Mother?
You need to put some oomph into that.
Mother Nature
Thank
is
you.
headed your way next year. Do you think Universal might make changes to its disaster attraction to promote this? And I actually went, I think he posted, sorry, I didn't do it. Sorry, Thomas. He posted a little picture that he'd be, I think it was like off IMDb, and the film's called San Andreas and is due out next year. With The Rock and Carla Gugino and directed by Brad Payton.
Right.
Yeah, no, I can see them like at least promoting it with it or using some aspect of it.
There's been rumours for a long time that Disaster's going, but I like it, and if they actually tied it into a movie coming out, it would be awesome.
Yeah, and The Rock's already pretty heavily featured in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Yep, it would be funny if they replaced Christopher Walken's bit on stage and just put The Rock in there doing the exact same stuff.
That would be amusing.
It would be sad. I would miss Christopher on.
Yeah.
But I think it's certainly an opportunity. I think if they're wanting to promote that film, it would be the ideal situation to do it. Freshen it up again, but it hasn't been. How long is it since they did it out? It's not been that long, is it? 3 years? No,
No,
it
it's
must be
longer
longer
than
because it was in
that.
2009 when it was in its cutter, and it must be
Yeah.
6 years.
Oh, it's definitely due a makeover then.
Hmm.
I think it's funny that that movie describes Mother Nature.
It does. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
there
well,
must have been
bye-bye.
something. Maybe the director went to Universal for the day and wrote Disaster and went, do you know what? That would be a really good idea for a movie, right? Let's make it happen. But I'm not calling it Mother Nature. That name's awful.
Right, before we get any sillier. It's time for another audio clip, and this one comes from Matt Clark.
What's going on, UUOP? This is the Mac Machine on Twitter, and I want to wish you all a happy 3-year anniversary. I want to thank you guys for showing me your podcast a few years back. For the record, you told me about it. I didn't find it, and I'm very thankful for having you guys in my life. It's really made my Universal fandom that much stronger and that much better. It makes me look forward to going to the parks every day, or every time I listen to you guys. It's been an awesome ride. And speaking of going to Universal, I recently went there not too long ago. I wanted to send a trip report from the parks. Unfortunately, I just couldn't just too excited and so overwhelmed by the experience. I just forgot about it. I apologize. But it was an awesome time. We did both parks. I was with a group of friends. We did our high school class trip and whatnot. It was a lot of fun. We did Islands of Adventure. We went to the Wizarding World. It was a lot of fun. Had my first ever butter beer. It was a Frozen, and I loved it. So I have the souvenir mug. It was fantastic. We did a bunch of the rides. We went into the shops. It was still great as usual, and at least from the last time I was there. It's still just an amazing place, and everyone, my group was, a lot of them have never been to Universal since the Wizarding World opened, and well, some have never been to Universal ever, so to see this place really, just shocked them, and it was awesome to see. They were so blown away, and we had a really good time. We spent like maybe 3 hours over there, but it was fun. We also did the Jurassic Park River Adventure, where we all got soaked in like the second, third, fourth row. No matter what people tell you, you will get wet wherever. It doesn't matter which row you are, you're gonna get soaked. But it was a good time. It's not a horrible thing. I love water rides, but of course a lot of people hate them. So that's why Toon Lagoon's going. It's a shame. But anyway, we went. After that, we did the Marvel Superhero Island. And did Hulk and Spider-Man, still some of my favorite rides ever. To be honest, I do prefer Spider-Man over the Forbidden Journey ride. I just love that. Just love this animation, the 4K screens. It's just an incredible experience. Harry Potter just it blows my mind, but Spider-Man, what they did recently, holy smokes, it was something. And then, of course, Hulk is the best of them all. I love roller coasters, so it's always number one. And after that, I hated to do it, but I told my friends, hey, look, I want to go see the studios. And they wanted to just shop and whatnot. They didn't want to go any more rides. So I thought, you know what, how about I, upgrade my ticket. I only had a one park ticket, so I had to upgrade my ticket to 2 parks. To upgrade the tickets, it's a lot of money, and to only do it for 2 hours, to be in the other park for 2 hours, I don't recommend it for the average guest. But if you're a big Universal fan and you might not be back for a long time, whether it's like 2, 3, 4 years, I highly recommend. For me, I had to do it. Still, 2 hours in the Studios Park, I did a couple things. I did the Transformers ride. That was so talked about, so hyped up in my mind. It's gonna be a great attraction. The weird thing, it was an hour. It was a 2 hour wait and standby. The express line was pretty long, so I decided to do the single riders line, and that felt like maybe 40 minutes. But it was a long, kind of painful queue, but it was okay. I'm excited for the ride. I went on. It was a great ride. It's definitely Spider-Man on steroids. But it isn't better than Spider-Man, in my opinion. I just think the music, or background music, I think is so important to an attraction. So important, especially like to a movie, like this movie score. It just makes the movie that's much more memorable. And I think that was a big difference with Transformers. And also, I realized in some of the scenes, especially without the audio, there were some scenes where I just felt it was really awkward, and either could have been deleted, or could have definitely used some music or whatnot or something, because it just didn't feel right. It really didn't. I just think Spider-Man is still a better overall experience. I love Transformers, don't get me wrong, but I just thought it was better. So after that, I went to Springfield, and I had my first Krusty Burger. I had my first Flaming Moe. It was awesome. Everything was awesome. The burger was one of the best I had on property. Definitely, it's with the one in Margaritaville. It was fantastic. Flaming Moe for $9.99. I don't recommend it for everyone. It's not the biggest. You don't get as much as you do in like a butterbeer or whatnot, and it's like a one-trick pony. Really, just that cool effect with the bubbles. I think is great. I think it's expensive for a reason, because they have to somehow keep offering that dried ice liquid or whatnot, whatever it is. So it was nice. I wouldn't do it again. I wouldn't get it again, but it was pretty cool. I had a great time in Springfield. I did the Cane Code Squirrel on her. It was fantastic. Well, fantastic in the sense that I wasn't bored the entire time like I would be in Dumbo or the Astro Orbiter or whatever, or any one of those kinds of rides. So it was a lot of fun. I like the views across the lagoon, and I'll end by saying with the, looking at the Diagon Alley facades, the London facades, looking at the Transformers building and Optimus Prime and the whole Hogwarts castle. I mean, it's larger than life. It's unreal how huge these are, and pictures and videos will never do these things justice, because it is something that everyone you can't experience this anywhere else. You really can't. I think it's the most amazing thing. Just being at Universal was just, escape from reality. And that's kind of why I keep coming back. And honestly, no matter how, always reasons to go for me to go back to Universal. So it's just, it's worth it to me. If it was any other park, I'd be, I'm not totally crazy about other parks. So I wouldn't exactly go all the time, but Universal is just a place I love so much, and I would do it again. I don't really care how much money it is. It's worth it in my opinion. So that was my trip. I also I finally got those pictures of the DeLorean and the train for the Back to the Future 3. Finally, I finally got them. It was cool to see, and I just want to thank you guys again for 3 great years. Keep it going. Catch you later, and remember to live the adventure.
That was brilliant. Thanks for that, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a good trip report. I know when we did our survey, a lot of people said they wanted trip reports back on. Well, there you go. There's a little mini one from Mac.
Yeah. It's always good to hear a little trip report.
He's a big Universal fan, Mac, as well,
Yeah,
so
huge.
I know. But yeah, that point he brought up there about Spider-Man having the soundtrack and Transformers not. Do you know what? I never noticed it.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. Yep, there's only two couple second long sound clips, and that's all that's all the background audio. I mean, music for Transformers, and then at the very end of the ride, there's a little bit. They've got the kind of Michael Bay ending.
Yeah, I don't know whether it necessarily needs it.
I do know what he's saying. There are a couple parts of the ride, like a couple of the battles. I think personally, not having the music makes the sounds of the battle even more distinctive. Yeah, like when the metal on metal and the robots are fighting. I think if you had the music behind it, it would kind of take away from that a little bit.
I think it's like that thing as well that like a lot of people said about Spider-Man, that you're kind of watching the action, whereas Transformers you're in the action, and if it had a soundtrack, I think it would take you out of it a little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like you weren't there. Like you were
watching a film.
An observer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but you do get the comedic relief and a couple cool clips from songs from Bumblebee.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Yeah. Cool.
Right.
Cheers, Mac.
Yep. Right, moving on. It's time for a funny schmidt from Charles Hen.
All right. This is a weird one. I'm going to start that off. When you mentioned burning an effigy of Mickey Mouse instead of Guy Fawkes, which must have been Hunter, we can't come to the conclusion. It reminded me of something that happened to me on my first trip to Universal Orlando in 2005 and made me laugh embarrassingly out loud on a packed tube train. In line to enter the park in the morning, a team member with microphone or talking really, really loudly, I can't remember, was hunting for guests wearing rodent clothing. After picking on a couple of guys, including myself, and making us turn our shirts inside out, he started on the women.
Okay.
For obvious reasons, they refused to take their tops off until one lady called his bluff and got more than he was bargaining for.
Oh.
The whole thing was surreal and walked the line between hilarious and edgy and cringy. I wondered if anyone else had seen anything similar. I can't say I have.
No, me either.
Yeah.
More's the pity.
I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it happening now as the inside jabs at the resort down the road seem to have died down. I have seen like costume cast members and stuff make comments about like, somebody's Disney shirt or their ears or something like that. But, just a quick joke and on the
Yeah, I've had, do you know you got poo on your cap?
Oh, nice.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you have a funny story from the parks, then jot it down or record it and send it to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com, and we'll share them on the show too.
We haven't had too many of them really, have we, since we started it off?
Yeah, no.
I think I've still got one in the bank somewhere.
Yes. Everybody's got a funny story. Get it shared.
Yeah, I'm thinking that, the theme parks these days, it's a lot. There's a lot of stress, not a lot of funny stuff happening.
Maybe.
Or you might not pick up on everything or even remember it after, the end of the day. But just search the recesses of your mind.
Yes. Or
Send
else.
it along.
Yeah. Right, we have another email, and this is from Spencer.
I'm going to rescue Tracy from this one because she said there's no way I'm reading all that.
I didn't say that.
So he says, hi gang, just felt compelled. Jeez.
Do you want me to take over?
Just felt compelled to get in touch and let you know how great a job you're all doing with the show. I'm a relative newcomer, but I'm powering through the shows that I haven't heard yet, and must say that the current lineup is the best you've had yet. A really nice chemistry between you all. I must admit that my passion for Universal Studios waned somewhat over the last decade or so. Now, before you delete this email, after reading that line, please allow me to attempt to explain. My wife and I went to Orlando every year between 2001 and 2007. Lucky bugger. And we're certainly not what we'd class as Disney people or pixie dust snorters, as I've heard them referred to. Well, that's good. No, we were certainly in the Universal camp when it came down to choosing where to spend the majority of our time in Orlando. So much so that when we went to the other side of the States in 2004 for a few days, we chose 2 days at Universal Hollywood over 1 day each there and Disneyland. Good lad.
Yes.
If we had to choose one park to visit for just 1 day in Orlando, it would be Islands of Adventure every time. That might. I wonder if that still stays for when Diagon Alley opens this year.
Oh, we'll see. I'm still an Islands of Adventure girl.
USF for life.
I don't know, actually. That's quite a toughie. I think we'll come back to that after this. We got married in Orlando in 2007 and stayed in an incredible room in the Hard Rock Hotel and enjoyed the front of the line passes that came with that, and our record for consecutive rides on the Incredible Hulk was 9. And it would have been more if my wife hadn't have missed breakfast that morning. The hunger took over, so we had to disembark. Hunger? However, as I'm sure many Universal fans would admit, we were less than delighted with the direction we saw Universal Studios was going. On our final visit that year, we had the same discussion with some of our wedding guests, many of whom are seasoned Orlando veterans, that the poor old studios needed some TLC. We moved to New Zealand immediately after the wedding, and as beautiful a country as it is, and it absolutely is, we didn't research just how expensive it was to get to America from here for holidays. We've been back to Orlando once since 2007, and that was a last-minute, low-budget stopover on the way back to the UK, on the way back from the UK, sorry. And we had just 3 days in the parks. Seeing as we had non-expiry tickets for Disney, we spent all our time there with our son, who was just 16 weeks old at the time. Oh. You can understand probably Disney's a better place for someone with 16 weeks. Not that they probably wouldn't make any difference, but yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were trying to get as much done as we could while spending as little money as possible. But the main reason we didn't go to Universal was that as much as we adore the rides, our favourite part of any attraction is that we're on it together and we feed off one another's excitement. I can get that.
Yep.
With a tiny baby in tow, we would have had to single ride stroke baby swap each attraction, and we just didn't fancy it. So the gap in between our visits stands at a scandalous 6 years and counting. But we've booked up to finally go back. Woohoo!
Yay!
We'll be coming home from my brother's wedding at the beginning of August, and we're having 2 weeks in Orlando from the 16th of September. The countdown is seriously on, and in the next few months we'll be introducing our son Sebastian to all the films that we love to watch just before going to Universal. Just be careful with Jaws. I know Jaws is sadly... Oh, he doesn't have to. I know Jaws is sadly gone, but we'll put the DVD on anyway. As I say, be careful. We did that, and it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Raymond
I
was in
did
a bit of
tell
a mess.
you.
Raymond was in a bit of a mess after it for a while, bless him. Perhaps we'll wear black armbands that evening. We'll be taking our second son with us, who is due to burst forth from my lovely wife in early June, but this time we are meeting up with old friends out there, so we'll have people to hold on to the kids while we get on the rides. Of course, we'll have to reciprocate and look after their offspring, but it's a tiny price to pay. We had a choice of three-day stopovers on the way back to the UK. Our preferred options were Singapore or Hong Kong. We've plumped for Hong Kong, so I'm sure we'll get to the Disneyland they have there, but I just wanted to let you all know that if we'd have discovered your podcast just a few weeks earlier, we'd have been going to Singapore and the Universal Park there. Such is the impact your shows had on us, and in particular our excitement for the Universal Resort. Anyway, enough excited blathering from me. Fantastic work, everyone. The fortnightly He did email back. Sorry, I'll change that. The weekly format is very much appreciated. Spencer.
Thanks for that, Spence. That's a really great email.
It is, and it's... That's a hell of a pilgrimage from New Zealand.
It is. Dedication.
But it's funny, like, Tracy, you and I have talked about this quite a lot now. It seems to be very much more of the majority of people who are becoming more Universal fans than they are Disney. A lot of people are beginning to go, Disney, not that bothered anymore.
Yes, we are seeing this trickle across.
I know lots of people who've said, I'm not going to Disney anymore, all my money's going to Universal.
Yeah.
Whether that'll continue, because obviously Disney aren't really putting anything new in, and Universal are blasting stuff out like you wouldn't believe. They obviously can't keep that up forever.
No.
Right.
It's quite interesting. Because obviously when we come over next year, we won't be going to Disney either.
No.
And I never thought I would say that. You know, I know we bash Disney on here, and it's a joke.
It's good humoured, though. For the most part.
Yeah.
We bash Universal as well, though.
Not as much as we do Disney.
No.
But I never thought after our first trip to Orlando that I would ever consider going back and not even consider going to Disney. But I know we're only coming out for a week, but it's just like it's not a case of well, can we? It's just like, do you know what? I'm just not bothered. I just want to go to Universal.
Well, it's because nothing's changed. It's kind of like, well, you know, just we didn't even have all of our planned visits to Disney last year because we got bored.
Just
same old, same old.
Well, Darren, you've been a lot more to Disney recently.
Right. I mean, yeah, that was the first time I've gone in a long time. So, I mean, I don't have a lot of basis for, how much it's changed. I mean, because to me, it was a lot of the sections were totally different because I didn't see the gradual change of things. So, like, walking into Tomorrowland was a huge disappointment to me personally, compared to, how it was when I was younger.
Right.
And that kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, and mostly going there as, somebody fresh, well, I was not overly impressed. And just the crowds were a mess, and the way they set up the parade on the street and let people sit there all day and wait for it to come through, it just creates like this huge amount of congestion, like right as you walk in, and it just gives you a headache right when you get there,
Yeah, but the
Epcot, Magic Kingdom, particularly, but Epcot was still awesome.
I
must admit, Epcot. We said the one park when we came back last time, the one park that we still really enjoyed was Epcot.
Yeah. Because
it's two separate parks, I think it's what that's a park that could definitely be what you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
But
if you got a camera, it's a dream.
Absolutely.
But the Magic Kingdom's just such a nightmare. Just get in there.
It is. Like, it's a trek, isn't it? It's
not even before you set foot in the park. You're in your car. It's the furthest park to get to. You park in the parking lot. You're a tram to the transportation and ticket centre. You're then queuing with however other many thousands of people to get on a ferry or a monorail. You then monorail. You're over to the park. You then fighting getting off the monorail with all the other thousands of people getting down, and use your tickets to get into the. And then even just once in the, it's just. At that point, it's just so stressful.
To be honest, the transportation is worse when you're coming out and you're tired, or you've got tired kids with you, and they see that queue that just stretches for miles. And for some reason, then, one of the monorails has gone down, or there's a delay of 25 minutes. You can guarantee every time there was something went wrong.
And that's the problem with where it is you're relying... Yes, you can walk, but it's a hell of a walk, apparently. But you can do it, I think. But you're relying on those monorails or the ferries, and they only take so many people. Obviously, the problem is most people are coming out after the fireworks, so you've got everybody coming out at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like at Universal, even if people are coming out of the parks, a lot of people stop in City Walk, so you don't really get that massive glut of people all coming out at once.
Right.
Anyway, we're a Universal show.
No, it's an interesting discussion.
Mm-hmm.
We've always said I don't think you can talk about one without talking about the other.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's true.
But it's interesting, like I say, to see the crossover of fans that are slowly beginning to get sick of Disney and going over to the dark side, as people call it.
Come to the dark side. We have butterbeer.
Yes.
I've had LeFou's brew there.
I had one sip. That was
wasn't
enough.
pleasant.
Anyway, enough of the Disney
Yeah.
bashing. We're getting letters. You said there was something you were coming back to, or was that?
Oh yes, one park. If you had one day if you were going, Darren, it's different for you because you kind of live there. But say if someone said, Darren, you're not allowed to set foot in Orlando ever again, apart from one day, which you said Universal Studios Florida, would that be your one park?
Yes. If I had to choose between the two, I would definitely choose Universal.
Tracy? It's a toughie, isn't it? Let's say Diagon Alley's open.
I think I'd still pick Islands because it's got Zeus Landing, and you know how much I love Mr. Grinch. You know, and I love Hogsmeade as well.
Islands was always my favourite park. Yeah, when we came back last time, I was like, do you know what? I enjoyed the studios more. And then with Diagon Alley opening, yeah, I'd probably go with this. How I feel at this moment in time, yeah, I'd probably say the studios, and it's awful to say it, but
It's not awful.
It's not.
It's wonderful. It's the original.
no, the Islands felt not stale. Stale's the wrong word, but it definitely needs something to jazz it
It
up.
needs freshening up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I feel that like Toon Lagoon and Jurassic Park are dead areas. They're areas that,
They
as
felt
a rule,
neglected.
Huh?
They felt neglected as if they're
Not
on
so
the way
much
out.
that. It's just like if you're not into water rides or you don't want to do them that day, Toon Lagoon's dead to you. And pretty much most of Jurassic Park is as well. Zeus Landing will spend a lot of time in, Marvel will spend a lot of time in, the Wizarding World. Those two areas are the only time you're spending them is walking through them. We probably spent in Jurassic Park and Toon Lagoon in a total of 9 visits, maybe 2 hours at best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a walkthrough for me.
Yeah.
It makes it take longer to get from Marvel to the other areas of the park. Same thing with like you said with Jurassic Park. There's so much foliage and everything in the area, and there's not enough there.
It's a nice area.
Yeah, and I think that they could use that area more effectively to put in some more rides or at least some kind of attraction. Not carnival rides, no more.
Well, there's supposed to be.
I mean, not
aren't there?
carnival. Yeah.
Supposed to be putting a small wooden coaster in, but even that doesn't exactly excite you, does it?
We've got Hogsmeade.
Huh?
And there's Hogsmeade. And there's Port of Entry, which everybody forgets.
Yeah.
And I class that as a land.
Yeah.
And everybody should.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah, and that's what I like about Universal is that, I mean, even in area, the lake in the middle doesn't take up as much space as it does at the other park.
Yeah. Especially now.
Yeah. And just there, you walk through so many different areas and different themes and everything. I think it's at least comparable as far as the different amount of the different kind of areas that you can go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I think for the most part the rides I enjoy the rides more there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
They
got
some of my favorites.
stuff with more re-rideability. I could just spend all day on Men in Black.
Yep.
Yes, I could as well. I mean, you're right. It's a very difficult choice because both parks have completely different energies.
If you could take the best bits out of each one and put them
Studios
together.
feels very open and bright.
It feels like it's had
it.
the TLC that it has had.
Whereas Islands kind of maybe feels like you're within sound stages. If you think about it, each one feels like it's almost like a bubble, like it's enclosed, each land.
Yeah.
And when you're in the studios, you can see the sky properly and you can... Does that make sense? It's very open.
Yeah, and I think that gives it more of that like movie set kind of feel.
Yeah.
Is that you can be standing in Central Park in New York and looking over at San Francisco. You know, I think that's awesome to me, and that's what really gives it that feeling that I love so much.
Yeah. Have I convinced you, Tracy?
Only if you can move the Grinch across.
So no, then.
I am loyal to my second husband.
If it wasn't for Diagon Alley, I would probably say Islands, to be honest. But then when you stick Potter in the other one, yeah.
Okay. Right, before we go completely crazy, we have one last email, and this comes from David Wilders. Hey gang, thought this might be an important point to bring up on the show soon, so here goes. I was messing around in my app store recently and noticed that just about every theme park has an app an app made by themselves for park guests, except Universal. Given Universal's attempts to reintegrate their social media accounts, particularly Twitter, and connect with fans, I feel an app something like My Disney Experience or SeaWorld Discovery Guide would be awesome. Wait times, maybe store opening times, parade times, etc. I for sure would love one. Just a thought, your number one Irish fan, David Wilders.
They did have one a couple of years ago, didn't they? I remember talking about it on the news.
They definitely did. I used it. I don't know what happened or why they got rid of it. It had the interactive map on it. And then also, the wait times. Now, I'm guessing they probably got a lot of complaints from guests that the wait times weren't accurate, and I think it was also probably overloading the data there.
Oh, well, yeah, because you've said you've struggled like hell to get even
It's
now with
bad,
the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and I get nothing on the cell signal as far as that goes. I can get voice calls, but no data at all.
Yeah, that's an absolute dead zone, isn't it? I think that's something they need to address in the future, the near future.
I think they are trying to, aren't they? I think once Diagon Alley opens, you'll see, because as far as I'm aware, all the things are in place to have park-wide Wi-Fi.
I would just like to point out that in Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade, that is exactly where Muggle technology should not work.
I didn't say in there.
I know. I'm just making a point.
That's how much J.K. Rowling doesn't love her baby. Then they should have put signal blockers in Hogsmeade, but then the ride wouldn't work, and then they wouldn't be able to cook your dinner or your breakfast.
How do you think the ride works?
Magic.
Oh, is it magic?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, do you know?
Hermione starts you off. You say the magic words, and you're off.
Observatory.
Yeah.
Fool.
Yeah.
Fool.
Sorry, but yes, they are missing out because a lot of these other places do have them, especially Disney. Disney are really pimping them at the moment. But it's what do you put in an app?
Wait times.
It's difficult. It's difficult to get accurate wait times.
They're not even accurate on the board in front of the place.
No, this is true.
The interactive map was really cool though, and that's good, I think, because what I think would be a really cool feature is, and they could incorporate the Harry Potter thing in there a little bit, like the Marauders map. Put your footprints of where you've been already in the park.
That would be
which direction you've been going. Yeah, I think that would be really neat.
Yeah, with GPS and everything, that'd be quite easy to do as well. I would have thought.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if you could hook up your family to it as well. Yeah. See where the kids are running off to.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm actually just thinking now, though, how difficult is it to put the wait times? Because even, surely, like, I know the wait times outside of the rides aren't that accurate, but surely once the person changes the ride the wait time at the front of the attraction, surely they can just send it out to wherever you need to send it out, and then it would update on the app.
Well, it does already. It sends it to those central boards in a couple of locations that tell you the wait times for all the rides in the area.
And they're still wrong.
Yeah. I mean, but it's reporting whatever is on the board there in front. So, and it's instantaneous. So,
like, I'm sure it was when we had Len Tester on before and he was talking about how touring plans work. The problem is with the way that the theme parks do it. Because I don't know how they do it at Universal, but at Disney, they every now and again they'll give you it's a lanyard with a red ticket thing on, and they time you going through the queue.
Yeah.
So say it takes you 25 minutes to get through, that's what they'll put the wait time up. But the wait time is not 25 minutes. That 25 minutes was what the wait time was 25 minutes ago.
Right.
Not what it is now.
Yeah.
So it kind of doesn't work.
I never thought of that like that. Yeah. I thought of something else I could put on the app. Rides that are down, that have malfunctioned or are down for a refurb, because people travel for miles and a lot of people will travel for one particular ride, and it's disappointing when you can't ride that particular ride.
They're very lax at giving out ride refurbs and stuff anyway, Universal.
Yeah.
Like, you'll know months in advance if a ride's going down at Disney for a refurb, as a rule.
As a rule.
Yeah.
Not taking the Jungle Cruise into consideration.
Oh, jokes, that was my disappointment
Whereas Universal tend not to, really. You just turn up on the day and it's like...
Because they don't refurb, they just take them out.
No, they don't.
I'm still bitter about Jaws.
I think they should... Yeah. They need to, more, definitely. They need to sort out the social media altogether, I think.
Yeah.
If I was a bit more tech savvy, I'd sort one out for the show, but...
I'll do it for them. I'll be their social media manager.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right then, that's going to bring us to the end of episode 90. Thank you very much for joining us. If you want to get in touch, you can email us at podcast@uuopodcast.com or record us a message by going to speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. So thank you everyone who sent in questions and comments. We've really, really appreciated it.
That's cool.
And had a really good laugh along the way as well.
Yeah.
Jim. So until next week, for Darren, Lee and myself, I am Tracy, and this has been the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. No smart comment.
No, Hunter's not here.
That does it for another unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Between shows, we'd love for you to get in touch. So email us with your spews, funny schmits, comments, questions, and news to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Keep up with what's going on every day by following us on Twitter @UUOPodcast and follow Eric in the Parks @UUOPEric. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/UUOPodcast. Follow us on Instagram and Pinterest @UUOPodcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/UUOPodcast. And don't miss a show by subscribing to us on iTunes, and please leave us a review. Not an Apple user? Then head over to uuopodcast.libsyn.com and subscribe to the feed while you're there. You can also find us on Stitcher Radio and at micepod.com. Come find us on our partner site, micechat.com, join the forums, and say hello. So thanks for listening, and remember, be adventurous.
This has been a micepod.com presentation.
MiceChat.com